Welcome, everybody, to our first Behind the Lines of 2022. I'm John Turner, Manager of Marketing Public Relations. With us, as always, is our CEO and General Manager, Brian Clark. And we're joined today with a special guest, our Chief Financial Officer, Curtis Neyman. And, of course, behind the scenes, as always, David Kilpatrick, who makes us look as good and sound as good as we possibly can.
Oh, it's a tough job. Yeah. Tough job. For me, anyway. Y'all do great.
Impossible task.
That's right. So, welcome, Curtis.
Thank you.
Wanted to kind of open up. I know that actually the week that we're taping this, we've seen some beautiful spring weather. But
we needed it after all the rain last week.
All the rain and all the cold. So it's been really cold since the first of the year. And if you go back and look, even though we didn't have an ice storm this year,
praise God,
we have seen temperatures average right around freezing, right? Low temperatures. And that means that heaters are going to run more. We are a winter peaking system, which means that we usually set our high demands for electric use in the wintertime. Yep. And so we really saw that for the last couple months, and we saw that with bills. So we've got a lot of folks who've seen their bills go up, and just want to remind everybody that we've got programs, payment options, and tools that can help you manage your use. I know after the fact that's a little tough, but we've got calculators, we've got auditors that can come and look at your house and kind of give you an idea of what you might be able to do to mitigate some of these high bills. Some of it is just behavior.
Yeah.
Some of
we
it
don't
is
go
just,
raise rates in the wintertime.
No, we don't. And that's what we want to talk about. That's why we brought the expert. That's why I've got two accountants in here.
He's the expert.
To talk about this. So let's talk about what, bills are high, and there's a couple reasons for that. Some of it is a usage, but some of it is a rate component.
Yeah, sure. So, when you say winter peaking, first thought that comes to mind is it takes more energy to run a heater than it does an air conditioner.
That's right.
Right. So, and you think about it, when temperatures are below freezing or at freezing all night long, no matter how efficient of a unit you have, it's gonna run most of the night to keep temperature where you want it.
That's right.
And so of course you use more energy during the winter. And just to touch on fuel cost, what we've seen over the past year, and I think everybody sees it. And fuel cost is kind of a general term. It doesn't mean just the gas that everybody thinks of when you put it in your truck. It can be coal products, it can be petroleum, it can be natural gas, it can be nuclear, it can be all these different things that are used to generate electricity. And so when the cost of that goes up, of course the fuel cost component goes up. So to try to talk about how you calculate it would be way too much to try to do on this podcast, but I think the idea behind fuel cost is fairly simple, right? There's three steps that have to happen in order for our members to be able to come home, turn their lights on. You got the generation piece, which is what TVA does. They generate the electricity, and then they transmit it to us, and then we're the distribution piece. We distribute it to our members. And there's cost all along the way, and the ones that people see most often are the distribution and the transmission. When you're driving down the road and you see those poles and those wires, and of course our linemen going out and working on them and clearing right away, those are all costs incurred for transmission and distribution. If you go all the way back to the beginning of it, though, you've got generation, and that's what TVA does for us. And they generate electricity in many different ways, and they try to be as efficient as possible, and they try to be as environmentally friendly as possible. They try to do as much hydro and solar and things like that as they can. But you've also they still use coal. You've got petroleum products, natural gas. They use that to generate. And nuclear
fuel.
And definitely nuclear. So the more it costs them to generate electricity, and a lot of they're using natural resources to do that, as the price of natural resources goes up, they pass that cost along to us, and then that ultimately gets passed along to the member. So just to put some numbers behind it, if you go back to January of 2021, so a little bit over a year ago, the fuel cost component has gone up 51%. So obviously that's a big increase. Now what it amounts to per kWh, which is how we have to bill our members, is only 1 cent per kWh. It doesn't sound like a lot. But if, say, you run 1,500 kWh for a month, that's a $15 increase. And if you've got, say you've got a 2-story house, or you're just trying to heat a big square footage, you're probably going to use more than 1,500. Or if we all know people that like it to be a kind of a balmy 78, regardless of how cold it is outside. And you're going to use more energy when you do that. So as fuel costs go up, and the cost of producing that energy goes up, and that's one thing. That's we've seen a lot of high bills, like you said, over the last couple months, and the weather and the cost of that fuel is a big part of that. And it's not. We 4-County, we haven't raised rates in over 5 years, which is something that
We've also absorbed a rate increase in the TVA rate.
$1.5 million per year.
That's right.
Perpetual.
So that's something we're really proud of, and we've done that through cutting costs in ways that doesn't negatively impact the service we provide to the members. So we've done everything that we possibly can, and we've done a good job of it, I think, and haven't increased our rates. Fuel costs is something that we have no control over.
That's right.
We can't help it if the price of coal or natural gas goes up.
And unfortunately, that's one of those components that the more you use, the more it's going to affect you, because it is sort of tacked on to that KWH use. So, but I also want to say that is a fluctuating rate. So just like it can raise in times of higher prices, for a long time it had been very low.
Yeah, and it changes every month, right?
That's right. So
and to be clear on what you just said a while ago, I want everybody to hear this. Fuel cost is not for fuel to go into equipment. We absorb that through our regular budget process. That is not anything tacked on to the members. The fuel is the cost of the natural resources to run these large generating plants for TVA.
That's right. To make the electricity that we use, that the cost to fuel those big generators.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And so that's a component of high bills. Most of the high bills that we've seen in the last couple months have really been driven by the weather, as we said.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of ways that folks can sort of mitigate that.
Yeah.
Prepay is a good example, because prepay kind of helps you get ahead of what you're using and really makes you pay attention to your daily use, and kind of helps you sort of, if you're getting a few high days, you may dial back on something.
Well, when you get the information daily, it's in your face more often, and you kind of have a better idea of your usage versus the bill you get once a month. Because
you really don't remember. So we have accounts, alerts actually, that we can set up for folks so they can get daily usage, whether they're on prepay or not, so they can see that.
Yeah, I have mine set up for if I use anything more than $5 a day. It's estimated, right? But I'll get a text message that say yesterday you used $5.20. So that's pretty good information to have.
It's really good information to have. So we can set everybody up on one of those if they would like. We have levelized billing, which is another thing that folks can use. That's a good tool.
Yeah, so levelized billing, it helps you, when you think about the calendar and the billing calendar, the way it works, you'll see a big curve up in the winter, and then it's going to, this time of year when you've got this pretty spring weather, it's going to come way down, and then it's going to peak again in the summer, and then it's going to come down in the fall. What levelized billing allows you to do is pretty much you just take the average of what your bill would be each month for the year, and you pay that each month. So it flattens that curve. Now, the trade-off is in winter months, the good thing is you're going to pay a little bit less than you normally would, but then also in the spring and fall, you're going to pay a little more than you normally would. But it's really good for folks that like to be on a budget, that like to have their bills, uniform, standard. It really helps them with that. And John, you touched on it a minute ago. We're about to go into a season where everybody's electric bills are typically really low. This is a good time, I think. You said it. There's nothing you can do about the high bills that you had during the winter now, but we're about to go through a season where your bills are going to be lower. It's a good time to, if you want to do an energy audit or you want to call us and have us come look and see if we can help save you energy, it's a good time to do it.
That's a good point, Curtis, because I've heard Jon and his group, and I've heard the frontline staff talking to customers about energy audits. And the reason it's so important is this time of year when your units are running a lot, your strip heat's coming on, there have been times where somebody's bill jumps up high and they think we've raised our rates. Well, Well, after we talk to them and they get an electrician out there, we find out that their air conditioning unit's broke. It's been running on strip heat the whole time. The Freon's low. The water heater's stuck. The water heater's broke. So we're trying to be proactive looking for those spikes. But also as a member, if you see a high bill, contact us. We can look at history trends, weather patterns. And we've had several this year who have older units on their houses, and that's been an indication. They get an electrician out there and he tells them, yeah, that's been a problem, and that's why their power bill is high. So I encourage you, if you think that's going on, reach out to us and we'll run some scenarios.
That's right. And we also have a new member portal account, online account where you can go and really see some of these trends. You can plot some of this stuff out. You can look at your historical usage, and you can look at highs and lows. It's a much easier way to do it now. There's a whole lot of things online that you can go take advantage of, and a members only portal now that lets you go and look at schedules for the association, so you can see when we're meeting and doing these sorts of things. You can look at member documents. You can see some of the things that we've got out there, and we've put it in a nice presentation for you where it's all available. So we encourage you to take advantage of that as well.
I think what you'll see through all of this, the payment options you talked about, the services your group provides, Jon, energy audits, scenarios through the members portal, it aligns with our mission statement of improving the quality of life of all those that we touch. We want to help you manage your usage. We want to remind you that you're owned by us and we're here to serve you.
That's right. And we understand that bills are high, and there's a lot of folks who are in positions where that hurts them when their bill is 2 and 3 times more than what they're used to. And we will do everything we can to help, manage that for you. But it's just sometimes there's not anything that we can do. It went through the meter and it's a sad situation, but we can try to help you keep that from happening again as much as possible.
Right. Yep.
So, all right. Well, Curtis, thank you for joining us.
Good job, Curtis. Thank you.
Going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about broadband.
Let's do it.
Our members overwhelmingly say that 4-County Electric Power is a name they can always trust. That trust isn't something you can buy. It has to be earned. With respect, dependability, sincerity, honesty, integrity, and service. We say thank you to the men and women of 4-County who earn our members' trust each and every day. We are proud of them and proud to serve our member owners.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
And ready to talk about FASTnet.
Let's do it.
So we are very excited. Since the last time we've done one of these, we've opened up our first phase outside of the CARES Act.
Yes, we're blowing and going. If you can go to our website, Jon, a strategy map on there. Look at the strategy map. We're doing an excellent job. The people that have the service love it. Jon and I have been going to homeowners associations and community events, which, sidebar, if you have one you'd like for us to come talk to you, we'd love to do that.
Yep.
Right, Jon?
We'd come out and show you what we got, what our prices are, talk about anything and everything.
Yeah. And we go to these events, the people who already have the service, they're in love with it, Jon.
They are.
And I have to admit, I wish I had it at my house. I don't have it at my house yet. You don't have it at your house
I do not have it at my house yet.
Yeah, I can't wait. People love it, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
I was out last night talking to a gentleman from Edenton who is scheduled for Monday morning, and he is beside himself.
Good,
so,
let's follow up. And for those of you who have it already, I think we've been getting some good testimonials.
Yes,
we'd love to hear from you.
That's right. If you have, if you'd like to tell us about how much an impact that FASTnet has had in your life, just reach out, give us a call at our 800 number. You can call me, and I'll be happy to talk to you and schedule a time for us to maybe come get you on tape, or at least write it down so we can use it at our annual meeting and for other stuff, because we know how important it is. We're hearing it every day from folks who have been impacted by it. Even if it's just something as simple as being able to play a video game that they couldn't play before, it makes their life better.
It does. And look, Jon, I thought I was always kind of tech savvy, but I have 2 grandmothers in the nursing home, and their TVs went out. You cannot buy a traditional TV, to my knowledge, right? So I tried to get them a smart TV, and you can imagine how that went over. I mean, both of them in their mid-90s. So I gave them my TVs at the house, went and got myself smart TVs. And I actually love it. I like the smart TV. So just getting used to it, which leads up to some things you're working on.
That's right. So we are actually putting together some learning labs, because now that folks have broadband, myself included, not really sure what all you can do with all of this extra speed and internet power. So we're putting together some things like Ring doorbells and security systems and wireless picture printing and all sorts of stuff that folks might be able to take advantage of, how to use a smart TV. And we're going to be putting together some videos and some examples of that. We'll bring that out to your HOA or your club if you want to talk about that. We'll also have those examples here at our corporate center. So if folks want to come in and learn a little bit.
Yeah, the idea behind that, especially for our listeners who are more experienced at life, years ago, 4-County had a kitchen up front here, and I think they filmed how to use electric appliances, and they aired it on the 6 o'clock news. Now, this was a long time ago. Miss Ann Townsend, she's still with us.
That's right.
And she's still sharp as a tack. She did a lot of that work back then. Same idea, educating people on broadband now. So good job, John.
So, and we, again, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just that there's all this technology out there that if you didn't have it before, how would you know how to use it? Yeah,
you didn't have enough speed or data to be able to use these devices, and now that you do, what's out there?
That's right. And plus, as we're finding out, new things are coming along the road every single day.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best to keep up with it, and we're doing our best to, once you have the service now, to make sure that you're going to get the most bang for your buck. So did you want to talk about our updated numbers? We're going great guns, but
so
where are we?
We broke a record in February on how many homes we installed or hooked up broadband to. So remember, February is the shortest month of the year, and we had heavy rain and cold weather. We hooked up 462 customers in February. So at the end of January, we had about 3,100 customers. We're over 3,600 customers right now. So kudos to the team at 4-County FASTnet who's doing a lot of work. You're going to see them out in the field, talk to them on the phone. They're doing an excellent job.
And so, as Brian said, you can go on our website or our social media and look at our construction schedule. And I did want to remind everybody, so the dates that are on that construction schedule are when we are beginning construction or when we're scheduled to begin construction in a particular phase. And we're seeing it's usually several months between the time that we actually start construction and the time that we're able to hook folks up. Because there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that has to happen. Yes,
and as always, what really drives us is information and data. If you have not gone to the 4-County FASTnet website to let us know that you want the service, please do so. Because that's one main way we're going to reach out to you when we get close to your area.
That's right.
And let you know we're coming.
And if you cannot, because you don't have internet or because you're not comfortable doing it on your phone or you don't have a phone that can do that, call us, 1-800-431-1544. You can talk to one of our FASTnet customer service representatives, and they will be happy to put you in the system so that when we do get there, we're ready to hook you up and we don't lose any time.
And remember, our goal is to under-promise, over-deliver. We're owned by you. All the money stays here in our community. I think you're going to love the customer service. You're going to love the speed of FASTnet broadband fiber. And as always, if we can do anything better on either side, FASTnet, the electric side, we're striving for excellence.
And let us know. We can't know what we're doing good or bad unless we hear from our members.
And I'm hearing great things.
So I'm hearing great things too, but we can always do better, as you said. So if you have some suggestions, please let us know. Like our FASTnet Facebook page, search for it on Instagram. You can search for it on Facebook and Instagram, FASTnet, FASTNET. And like us there because we update a lot of stuff, put a lot of pictures and whatnot there. Keep up to date with us.
Yeah, and if you're not using social media yet, maybe dive into it. If you're not ready, like us in person or like us on the phone.
That's right. And to that point, if you're not using social media yet, we'll have our feeds on the webpage. So you can go to our webpage and see our social media feeds there as well.
And they're going to have a good opportunity this summer, John, because due to COVID, we haven't had a big in-person annual meeting in a while. Right. What, 2-3 years?
That's right.
So I think time's passed. I think COVID numbers are going down. I think we're going to go back to our traditional in-person annual meeting format where we typically have, 600-700 people show up? And we're going to continue to live stream that too on social media. So it's coming. When are we doing that? First week in June?
It'll be June 2nd, Thursday, June 2nd at East Mississippi Community College in Mayhew.
I'm looking forward to it.
So we'll have fried catfish again. Excited about that. We'll be talking a lot about broadband, door prizes, having just a good time. It'll be nice to get back out and see some folks.
Amen.
Because we have not done that in a long time. This year, so that will also, the annual meeting culminates our annual Board of Directors election.
Yes.
This year, Districts 1, Lowndes County, and District 5, which is Choctaw and Winston County, is on the ballot. And of course, the process, just really briefly, we have a nominating committee, and that nominating committee puts forth one nominee for each seat.
Yes.
They'll be meeting in a couple of weeks, and we'll post those nominations as soon as they get done.
Yes.
And then we also have nomination by petition, and that is a process where any member who lives in the area, the district that is up for election, can get 50 valid signatures of members.
Yes.
And meet a few other criteria, which is all on our website and in our bylaws. And if they have those petitions to us before, preferably, or by noon on April 1st, then our elections and credentials committee will look at those, vet them, and if they meet all the criteria, they will also be on the ballot.
And as always, we'll keep you informed of what happens after the fact. We'll run an ad in the local paper and in our Today in Mississippi magazine and our social media on the results of the election.
That's right. And of course, for voting in the election, we usually offer some great prizes.
Yes.
And then, annual meeting. Were we going to do the same thing again? We're going to have our special grand prize, door prize.
Oh, I got to chew on that, John. That's a good question, but likely.
Okay. So
More to come on that.
All right. So talked about the annual meeting. So look, want to remind everybody too, if you have information with us, cell phone, email, all of those things, update it for us if those
Please.
things change. People change cell phones pretty regularly. It helps us get in touch with you. It helps us respond to outages quicker.
Yeah.
So please take a minute to update that information either online or by giving us a call.
And y'all, put it in context. We have members who've been on our system for 50 and 60 years under the same account number, maybe longer, John. And the phone number associated to that account is so imperative. We use it for outage management. When you call in, we'll associate your phone call with your phone number. It helps us figure out what your needs are quicker. So it's very important that you update us with your most up-to-date phone number.
That's right, because a lot of folks have their old landline on the account, and they don't have that old landline anymore. Mm-hmm. We're seeing that more and more every day.
Maybe we need to offer a prize for people updating their phone.
Maybe we do.
Yeah.
And something else to chew on. You're the boss, though. You tell us if we can do that. And just remind everybody, sign up for eBill. You get a $5 credit on your account. Bank Draft, you get a $25 credit, one-time credit. So those are some good incentives for making it easier to pay your bill.
Yes, we want to give people plenty of options, but we love the bank draft because it's the most efficient for us internally.
That's right. It's good for us, and it's the least expensive option, so it's good for y'all as well.
Yep, saves you money in the long term.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up for this month.
Thank y'all. Stay warm. I've also heard this, John, from, we have a couple employees who've been here 45 plus years, and what they've told me historically is if we can make it to March 1st, they've never seen an ice or snowstorm after March 1st. So I think we've made it through 2022, early 2022, without ice or snow. Praise the Lord. So the cold weather may be behind us for the most part. Now it's going to be grass cutting season.
Knock on wood. I'm looking forward to some grass cutting.
I'm dreading it.
Are you?
It tears my sinuses up.
It just makes me feel good because now we're back into warm weather.
Yes, we are. So thank y'all for all you do. If there's ideas or ways we can do anything better, please reach out to John Turner in marketing. Go to our website. Let us know. Have a good day. God bless.